to play in your D&D game. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play in your D&D game. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play in your D&D game.
All right. Welcome to Dice Camera Action.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Oh, I was just reminded what the episode title was.
Yeah. It's
As a vegetarian and as a character in this adventure, I object.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can abstain as vegetarians. We'll just yes.
All right. When last we left the Waffle Crew, they were still yet divided. With Diath, Strix, and Evelyn trapped in the Amber Temple, they just managed to recover the Tome of Strahd from a treasury without incurring the wrath of an Amber Golem with a bird head. Ah! Yes, and as they retreated to the Lich's sanctum and removed the curse that had beset Evelyn, ridding her of her werewolf lycanthropy.
Rip.
A pack of vampires burst through one of the secret doors into the room. And as you recall, they're sort of soil-encrusted, dirty, mangy. But as you sort of pay them closer attention, they've got red glowing eyes, unnaturally long claws, and seem to be wearing the tattered vestiges of armor and old robes. Like maybe they were some sort of proto-Waffle Crew, some previous group of adventurers who did not fare well in this dark domain. Meanwhile, across town, at Castle Ravenloft, on a rainy, stormy night, Paulton had a close encounter of the Escher kind and ran into an old friend, a were-raven named Falcon, who bore Paulton from a high tower window across the top of the keep and was shot full of silver-tipped crossbow bolts, attempting to bear Paulton to freedom, and plummeted from the rainy sky and crashed down onto the cobblestones of the castle courtyard, with Paulton landing solidly on top of him. Paulton, you heard this sort of bone-crunching noise underneath you, and you take 17 points of damage.
Chris, not so fast here, because we all just came back from PAX, and we told you that we had some things we needed to talk about before we got into the And just like, oh, I'm Chris, I'm the DM, I'm getting us into the story, doesn't mean we don't have something we want to talk about.
And what
why is it when I watch other rogues use uncanny dodge, they can uncanny dodge entire glass domes. But when I do it to say not die and keep playing, you're like, too bad.
It's like the difference between a TV series and theater.
There's no respect for TV actors, man.
You know, it's like how VR can make acrobatics checks to, do whatever the hell he wants, Jared.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. That's standard.
Be surprised how generous I am when we're all sitting on stage at TwitchCon.
All right, I'm writing down.
Make it to the stage.
Herd of silver dragons, 5 new horses.
Airship.
They get on airships and dragon pets and a friend fire giant up in the clouds and cloud castles, and we've been buried underneath an Amber Temple for 8 weeks.
I can't even keep my horse alive.
It's fine. It's Barovia. It's fine.
It's Barovia. It's
fine.
Always Monday in Barovia.
It's fine, guys. Someday Dad'll love us as much as his real kids. Someday.
Oh,
Stick burn.
So 17 points of damage.
17.
Yes. And Paulton, as you sort of the air knocked out of your lungs, you kind of tumble off of Falcon, who's sort of splayed out underneath you in his kind of horrific were hybrid form. These big wings sort of broken and twisted all around him. And you can see that it was bad enough to hear the crunching of the bones, but to hear them kind of magically or supernaturally reset themselves is even more horrific. And you can see his caved-in chest begins to sort of expand outward and crack and crunch and all that kind of stuff. And he immediately starts to also transform before your eyes from this feathered hybrid into this naked human man with 3 broken silvered crossbow bolts sticking out of his head, neck, and chest. And he stares at you with dead black eyes.
No.
And I'm still on top of him?
You've kind of rolled off to the side, and his head is sort of twisted around and looking at you at this unnatural angle, his mouth agape and blood kind of seeping out of it onto the wet cobblestones.
I just kind of give him a little, hey, buddy.
You pat this dead naked man lying in the rainy cobblestones and see that there is no sign of life. There is a lightning flash and a peal of thunder, and in the brief flash of light, you do see the person that killed him, this gray-skinned woman of your previous acquaintance named Esmeralda, but she's up on one of the high battlements 90 feet above you, staring down over the crenellations, crossbow in hand. Another lightning flash lights her up, and there's something very pale, more pale than usual about her. And she's soaked by the rain.
I slowly raise up a middle finger.
Got her.
All right. Esmeralda, you are standing on the high battlements of the castle, looking down upon Paulton, who is raising a middle finger at you.
Very quickly, Esmeralda will pretty much just walk off the side and walk down the battlements to try and get into the courtyard, if I can, if there's a way that I can kind of walk down the wall and make my way over to Paulton.
Yeah, Paulton, you see her just sort of walk down the wall as though she was walking across a floor.
Oh shit, PvP.
Oh, I'm slowly just like, oh, did not.
When you sort of look around at your surroundings, behind you stands the great facade of the castle keep, with a closed set of double doors at ground level and a big round dark window about 50 feet high above it. You can see the gatehouse towers in front of you, and the raised iron portcullises between them, and the raised drawbridge blocking any hope of escape from there, and everywhere else are tall walls. You suddenly find yourself alone and exposed.
I am scared. Go ahead.
I say, would you like me to cut away from you now?
Yeah, I might need a minute.
No, stay with him. It's fine.
Okay, we'll stay with you for a bit.
Okay.
Come back to us after we're already escaped. We're okay.
Right. Okay.
Everything was fine.
Time jump.
Yes. Cut to the rest of the Waffle Crew standing over the corpses of a bunch of dead vampires. Yes. So, Paulton, yes, you're in the rain in the courtyard. There's really nothing but you and the dead naked man. and the baleful keep looking down, threatening upon you. But the only figure that you see, the only movement that you see, is this woman walking down the wall.
And I clearly recognize who this is, right?
Yes, it is the Vistani Esmeralda. You last saw her in the village of Kresk, getting bitten on the neck by Strad von Zarovich. She was until now your devoted ally.
Hi.
It gives.
You're able to get down to the base of the wall, Esmeralda, with your speed pretty much at the end of about 6 seconds or so. You sort of land like a cat.
So I make my way over to Polton, so I get close. The crossbow's drawn and pointed at him, kind of threatening, in case he's thinking of running. And then
Polton, as she advances toward you, you see the pointy end of her weapon is aimed in your direction, probably at her hip.
Yeah. Just at hip level.
I'm assuming you had shot me by now.
You're right, Polton. Okay. I'm very sorry about your friend, but I'm under the strictest of orders. I couldn't have let him help you escape, I'm afraid. We should probably find somewhere to talk. It's probably not best to talk out here. I won't kill you, but there's things we need to discuss.
Okay. Sure. Right.
You don't have a lot of choice otherwise, do you?
Can I use suggestion and be like, yes, I do?
You sure can. That is within your power.
I'm going to suggest I do.
What would your suggestion be? And the suggestion normally is phrased as something you want the creature you're affecting to do.
I'm going to say, yes, there is much to discuss outside the gate.
And, okay.
Chris just, okay.
So,
wisdom save for me?
Yes, please.
That is a 14 total. All
right. And Polton, your spell save DC is 15. All right.
Snap.
So,
well, Chris.
Esmeralda, you feel this powerful magical compulsion from your friend. You are surprised how it seems to overwhelm you in the moment, because Strahd's command of you is also pretty formidable. But being as you are a Vistani, and have sort of an inbred nature to defy Strahd, you see this as an opportunity. Polton has temporarily, for the duration of this spell, broken your commitment to Strahd.
Excellent. I'll look at Polton, kind of blinking for a moment. I'm like, you're bloody well right. Quick, we need to move now. The gate's closed. Strahd is the one who can control it, but perhaps if I carry you, I can walk underneath it. Quick, come with me.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are heading toward the drawbridge?
I'm thinking that's probably the closest way out from where we are. I
absolutely.
think Esmeralda's thinking, what's the fastest way? Because she'll probably know that suggestion's not going to last super long, right? Because she knows a bit about magic, so...
Yes, so Polton's suggestion is only going to last... I just looked this up and it's already popped out of my head. Hold, please.
Sorry, I'm checking my map as well.
If he continues concentrating, he can maintain this for up to 8 hours.
Cool.
But if his concentration's broken,
it reverts back.
But anyway, so you usher him toward the drawbridge with all due haste, and after crossing about 80 feet or so, you get to it. Now, like I said, the old iron portcullises are raised, and they don't look like they could drop down even if they wanted to. But the drawbridge is currently up, which means you would have to walk up the inside of the drawbridge.
And
then
not lowered, is it?
Get to the top of it, but you'd have to get across the 50-foot span.
And I know that Strahd's the only one that can lower this drawbridge.
That is correct.
Okay. I turn to Polton and I'll explain. Strahd is the only one that can lower this drawbridge. Unless you have magic that can help us fly across, I don't have a way that I can help you get over there. I need something that I can walk across. These new abilities that he's given me, I can walk on solid surfaces, but I can't fly. We need to figure this out. As long as you concentrate on this spell, you've broken his control over me. He wouldn't let me leave. He wouldn't let me help anyone escape. But together we can maybe be able to figure this out. Is there anything you can do, Polton?
I'm assuming suggestion isn't strong enough to get her to believe she can fly. And you can totally fly.
Trying to help you, Polton.
Let me check the spell here. Okay, so asking a creature to do something that doesn't seem reasonable to it, like stab itself, throw itself onto a spear, immolate itself, or do obviously harmful acts, ends the spell immediately. So unless she believes that she can fly, unless she has the ability to fly and knows it, she would take that as a...
I'm not gonna suggest flight. Like I don't really have much to help in this scenario. Is there any other way around?
Do I know of any other ways in and out of the castle, Chris?
So other than the drawbridge and other than like literally rappelling down the 1,000 foot tall pillar stone upon which the castle sits, you are not aware of any other escapes. Now, of course, Polton is aware of another way out of the castle, but it's another story.
Oh.
You look like you've just had an idea, Polton. Would you like to share it?
I do. There's this thing with like rocks and like portals and stuff. I don't know. I was like maybe a little tipsy when I first saw it, so I the details are vague, but I think there's some kind of room. If I'm not mistaken.
All right. Let's start with the basics. What did the room look like? I mean, I would say that I've got an eternity thanks to Strahd, but your spell's only going to last so long. So let's try and hurry this up a little.
There were like, you could throw these. What was it? It was like you throw a rock into a thing and it opens like up a portal, right? That's what vaguely.
Yeah, there was like a big burning brazier in the dungeon somewhere that you threw a colored rock into, and it changed the color of the flame and created a portal that your friend Emil leapt through.
Yes, I convey that information.
Okay. Does that sound familiar to me? Do I know where that might be?
No.
But it's in the dungeons.
Almost certainly. You're much more familiar with the upper levels of the castle. He seemed to indicate it was down near the dungeon cells where he was kept. So that is a part you have not been in.
Well, it's a start, if nothing else. Maybe if we get you down there, you'll remember a little bit more. And hopefully I can try and, if anybody sees us together, I can just explain that I'm guarding you or taking you down there or something.
So Esmeralda, you know that if you take him through the castle, there's a good chance you'll run into one or more of Strahd's other minions. From where you are, the most direct way is to go through the main doors into the main gallery, the sort of welcoming hall, and then take a staircase down into the dungeons. But if Rahadin or any of the other, there are some gargoyles that can come alive and attack you're aware of. If those things can slow you down, possibly even kill you or incapacitate Polton and thus end his spell.
Mm.
Now, there is a much more precarious way to get down, and that is to climb to one of the tallest tower, the very tallest tower of Castle Ravenloft. And has a shaft that goes all the way through it.
Right.
Leads all the way down into the dungeon area. But that's also dangerous because you don't know what's in that tower and what's at the bottom of it.
Okay, I have had one idea. Would I know any of the minions of Strahd? Do any of them seem to have the ability to see invisible creatures? Or do I'm guessing
that's a very good question.
Specific question, I'm guessing.
You think that is a great workaround to avoid Strahd's minions?
So if I were to cast Greater Invisibility on Polton, I might be able to sneak him through and we could go the fast route.
Yes.
All right. I turn to Polton and I say, right, here's the plan. I'm going to make you invisible. You need to concentrate on this. Whatever spell you've cast on me, you mustn't lose that, Polton. If you get attacked or anything, you must keep it. I can't help you if that goes. His commands are too strong. I can't resist them. I'll make you invisible. Follow me as close as you can. This spell should keep you invisible even if you have to interact with things, but it's not going to last very long, so we need to move quickly. All right? Do you understand?
I do. I also potentially have another idea.
All right, let's hear it.
Quick question about suggestion. I know the range is 30 feet to cast it. Do they need to stay within 30 feet of me the whole time? Or?
No. That's just the initial. They have to be within 30 feet when you initially cast the spell.
Okay. The other thing I was going to ask, this is to her now. I'm asking, do you report to Strahd directly?
She looks quite pained. He is my master, I suppose. He transformed me into a being like him. He's given me some loose commands, but I can twist them to nature. I don't need to report to him, but as much as I despise him, I guess I am his servant now.
Well, what if, let's say you saw me being carried outside the walls and you weren't able to gun me down, and now the gate needs to be open so you can find me because supposedly I escaped, and then I can wait until the gate has been opened, and then I can also cast invisibility on myself, and then maybe we can sneak out that way instead of having to trek through dungeons we're not familiar with.
It's risky, but that could work. Yes, we'd need to hide, and she points at Falcon's body, your friend's body, I'm afraid. Otherwise, they would obviously know that something had happened. But it is, as long as Strahd's not been watching, that could potentially work, yes. This is your life we're putting at risk here. I leave it up to you what you wish to do. We can either try and sneak you down, pass through to this teleporter that you seem to know of, or we can try and convince Strahd that you've already escaped and get him to lower the drawbridge. It's your choice.
Now that I hear the plan back, that's going to bring attention to me, so maybe that's not so bright. Oh, God. Okay.
Cut to.
No, I'm not ready.
Perfect.
We need more time.
We need to rest is what we need.
Yep. So let me just describe your surroundings very quickly so you can reacquaint yourself with this Lich's Digs.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a 15-foot high room. It's quite large. It's about 30 feet wide and about 40 feet deep, and it contains the trappings of royalty, ornate furniture, exquisite rugs and tapestries, and decorative statuary. Everywhere you look are lit candelabras atop small tables. The beauty of the decor is undone by thick dust and cobwebs everywhere. It seems like an odd collection of furniture haphazardly arranged to suit this creature's tastes. Of course, everything looks in poor condition and on the verge of falling apart. So, as the vampires pour into the room, you count 6 of them. their teeth bared menacingly, their claws flexing, and their eyes narrowing as they pick out hungry prey.
Easy. All right, so Evelyn, you take the first 5. And you take the last one.
I want to turn to Barmy and say, Barmy, get him!
Evelyn goes to like also bare her teeth and like, you know, make claw like and then she like realizes that she just like doesn't feel that at all anymore and looks really sad.
Yes.
Tricks think she's a weirdo.
Yes. The werewolf benefits would have come in handy in this particular point in time.
Yeah, it's so weird they went away right before it happened.
Funny that.
Wow, yeah.
Drama has a way of dramatizing everything.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I actually don't have any idea how much HP I have.
Probably all
we
of it.
do because I think we just rested, right?
Yeah. Okay, you're good.
Sure.
Wait, did we rest?
I think so. I think I just still had written down from the episode before.
Right.
I know that
That's great.
you haven't fought anything in a while, but
Yeah.
I don't think you've taken a long rest. That's the thing.
Right.
Did you?
I thought we did in the amber room before we ventured forth again. In that like entry room.
Let's say yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Everybody roll initiative.
So wait,
Except-
we do have our things back.
Let's say yes.
Okay, cool.
Me. Oh no. You guys, I was like, I'm gonna roll with my fancy dice today. None of this like low rolling crap. And guess what the first roll of the day is?
Get this.
Oh, no.
That's what I rolled the same.
Oh, twinsies! I'm even using my super heavy like
Jared.
cute-
No way! All for one!
What? Did we all roll one together?
We all rolled one together.
Okay.
That's actually kind of cool. Like it wasn't cool when just I rolled the one.
Should we just
Now
pack
we
up
can
and leave? Is that it?
Yeah, I already know how this is going to end. So.
Yeah.
It's only-
Based on your rolls, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, should we just get out of here? Should we just Who wants to be a cloud? Everyone gather around.
So, what did you roll, DF?
Plus my modifier 5.
5. Evelyn?
3.
3. Strix?
2.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, wow is right.
Holy smokes.
Glad to be here.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Barmy rolled a 1.
No.
He totally did.
He's
Are you
officially part of the
serious?
party now.
This is weird. This is like someone out there who does statistics, find out the odds of this happening because this is astronomical.
They said 1 in 1,000.
It's ridiculous.
Someone in the chat said 1 in 1,000.
Yep.
Anna, did you use your new dice or is this old dice?
New dice.
Yeah, well, this was not the fancy red new dice. I think the red
Right.
dice are going to be lucky.
Okay, good.
Remember before we started and I said your first roll is going to be a 1? I apologize.
I told you not to curse me.
It's
I'm
all your
sorry.
fault.
I'm sorry.
No, I was using these are my like, okay, when I'm being a big girl, these are like my serious pewter heavy dice. I was like,
Yeah.
these have got to be good balanced dice. Nope. I hate you.
I just
All right.
replaced mine. I was like, nope, you're done for the day.
Nope. Now we're going to the red. These are the red hot dice. These are going to help us.
With surprising speed, the vampires lunge forth and spring upon you. One of them tackles DF
Hi.
and rolls a crit.
What?
I'm not kidding. Wow. Okay. All right. So DF,
Yeah.
as he pounces upon you and he's grappling you, so he's got advantage. A 16 versus your armor class.
My armor class is also 16.
Then that would be a hit. He will sink his fangs into your flesh. You take 6 piercing damage
Okay.
and 7 necrotic damage, so 13 points of damage total from the bite.
That's from the bite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evelyn, another one comes after you, attempts to grab you with its claws and rolls a 17 to hit. That's your armor class.
17.
All right. Then when he gets a hold of you, he will attempt to bite you as well with his bite and does. And does 7 points of piercing damage and
Ouchies.
and 6 points of necrotic damage, so a total of 13.
Is there any like byproduct to the necrotic damage?
Not immediately evident, no.
Okay.
And then Strix.
Come at me.
One of them grabs you without any problem whatsoever. But as she tries to sink her fangs into you, you're able to fend her off somehow with your staff.
With your muscles.
Exactly.
Yes.
She rolled really badly on her bite.
Good. Can I do a reaction to this?
Yes.
I'd like to, if she tries to attack me, I'd like to cast Hellish Rebuke
Okay.
at her.
Nice.
They have to make a dexterity saving throw, and if they fail, they take 2d10 fire damage.
Okay. She rolled a 24 on her saving throw, so she's good.
All right. Well, I tried. I win every time.
Yeah. And then two more, or another one will jump on each of you and attempt to bite you. Diath, you're able to fend off that second one. Evelyn, you're able to fend off your second one.
Nice.
And Strix, you are bit by your second one, Strix.
No!
You take 9 points of piercing damage and 3 points of necrotic, so 12 total.
Gross.
All right. And then it is Diath's turn. Okay, Diath, you've got 2 vampires basically grappling onto you at the moment.
Okay. Dope. That's what I wanted.
Yep.
Um,
and one of them is sucking on your neck.
All right.
Ew.
Am I actually grappled right now? Like,
yes.
I mean, okay. And escaping takes an action.
That is correct, and you can either attempt, you can attempt to escape with your move.
Right.
And then you get to make a dexterity acrobatics check against there.
Aren't they both within 5 feet of me?
Who?
Both.
The ones on Diath?
No, I mean, aren't my party members within 5 feet of me?
Oh, probably.
So you guys, because of my protection fighting style, use... Wait, what is it? Okay, so they should be getting disadvantage on their attack roll, the vampires.
Okay.
Nice call.
Yeah.
Well, we will deal with that.
Get behind me.
We will deal with that going forward.
Yeah.
Paladin stuff.
I'll protect you.
Yes, but at the moment you are currently grappled by one of them, Diath.
Okay, well, I shall escape. All
right.
Everything's fine.
I escape.
Make your dexterity acrobatics check.
Just the whole temple. I'm gone.
Good start.
15.
All right, that is not enough.
I'm not going to use this D20 anymore. Now, my rogue cunning action allows me to dash, disengage, or hide. Can I cunning action? No, that's not. No, I'm not up. All right. So whilst grappled, I'll get my little silver dagger and give him a good old poke.
Chris, I was wrong. I had protection fighting style, confusion, aura of protection.
I was just looking that up. Right.
So I can impose that once, and then aura of protection is for saving throws, which is
right. Yes.
Bonus.
Okay.
So I'll just impose it next time.
Okay, great. I'm sorry, Diath.
Can I just poke him with the silver dagger? Just.
You sure can.
I'll give him a good old poke. They're just vampires. They're probably not even that tough.
No, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Strix is crying.
2.
I'm sorry?
2.
He said pew pew.
I didn't say 2.
And it's dead.
Yeah, you tried to stab, and one of the vampires just sort of grabs your wrist and slams your hand back down onto the floor. You still got your blade in it, but you couldn't actually get off a really good strike.
Okay. Okay.
Okay then. So I guess then it is Evelyn's turn.
Let me known I changed d20s for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I am just gonna wield Lightfall, my battle axe.
Yep.
I actually usually would yell something, something really exciting to pump everyone up, but I'm like obviously a little bit kind of bummed out, so I'm just like going about my daily business, whacking some vampires with my thing.
Right.
12.
No, that does not hit the vampire.
Sure doesn't.
Moves out of the way.
All right.
All right. Did you want to try to break out of your grapple, or are you quite happy being here in the midst of all this and having a vampire sucking on your
I would
shoulder
like
blade?
to. I didn't realize I was grappled. I thought just Jared was. But I will.
Yeah, you've all been grappled at this point.
I would like to break out of that grapple. Yes, please. Thank you, Chris Perkins.
You can make a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics as you see fit.
I would like to make strength.
Excellent.
And this die likes to roll 5s, so that's a 9.
Okay. You do not break out of the grip of these creatures, which is like as hard as iron. Strix, you've got 2 on you, one of which is feeding on you at present.
I'm outie. Can I see anything, a ledge above me, anything I could stand on that doesn't involve a strength check?
Well, currently you're grappled, so you'd have to first break out of the grapple to even think about moving.
Misty Step.
Oh, Misty Step, I'm sorry. So yes, you discorporate, and there's basically like a small ledge clinging to the high wall that sort of runs around the room.
Perfect.
It's musty and cobwebby. It's very narrow, but there is enough room for you to find purchase and stand up there. It's about 10 feet off the floor.
All right, I'm there. I'm misty stepping up
All right.
there.
The vampires look confused as you disappear before them, and they finally catch you up on that ledge and they hiss at you.
Awesome. I'm gonna like grab the window like this, like I'm holding like, or if not window, like wall, or I don't know.
Yeah, just wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Window
Okay.
would look cooler.
All right.
Noking out of there.
And you're done. Barmy, on his turn, you can see that he rattles through his memory for maybe some spell that he might recall, and manages to produce a ray of frost.
Good job, Barmy.
Not unhelpful.
Go get him, Cutter.
He thought real hard. Busted out a cantrip.
That's right. That's all he remembers.
Pew,
His
pew.
cantrips.
We'll get whatever.
Okay.
Strix, can't you like also say the magic words to Fireball and have him remember also Fireball?
Have him also remember Fireball.
I don't know. Maybe not a Fireball. We'll all die.
Strix,
Yes.
one of the ones that was attacking you is hit by the ray of frost and appears to be moving much more slowly, and also took a fair amount of damage, it looks like.
Awesome.
And Paulton and Esmeralda,
How are you doing?
what plan did you guys settle on?
Left the decision to Paulton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, upon review of the options that I took last second that it's been.
Upon reflection, he says to Esmeralda, and then laughs.
I still, I think the first plan to go and try and find this this room with the portals might be best, because even if it does end up being easier to get out through getting Stroud to open the gate, that calls a lot of attention to me, and plus that only puts us just outside the wall versus the room could take us somewhere farther and more advantageous. So.
And as long as you concentrate on the spell, I can perhaps try and disguise whichever method you use to escape and confuse to the location you might have gone, and perhaps we can help you find your friends again. All right. The spell, the invisibility spell, it won't last too long, but you said you can use your own as well, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Now I think that might break your concentration on the whatever you've done to me.
Yep.
So we'll use that at the last minute. So let's make our way into the main gallery, and as soon as we sense that there may be people around, I'll cast it on you, all right?
Okay.
And then I'll try and lead you down into the dungeons, and then you'll need to give me some verbal cues about where to go. All right, let's do this. Hopefully we can get you out.
All right. Esmeralda ushers you, Paulton, to the great double doors that lead into the castle. When you throw them wide open...
I'll take the lead just in front of Paulton, so if we do see anybody, I can try and quickly react. And
a few paces ahead, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. As the doors fly open, the torches set in iron sconces on the walls of this foyer flutter. And 20 feet beyond this set of doors, you see another set of double doors leading even deeper into the castle. Now, overhead in this vaulted entry foyer, you see 4 statues of dragons glaring down at you. They're basically perched on ledges in the corners of the foyer, their eyes flickering in the torchlight. They seem to be just normal decor. They don't seem animated in any way, shape, or form. And you're able to make your way across the hall to the other set of doors and throw them open.
Okay.
And when you do, a large gallery opens up before you. You see cobwebs stretched between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling. And you can see more sputtering torches and iron sconces. And these torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles, squatting motionlessly on the rim of the domed ceiling. Cracked and faded ceiling frescoes are covered by decay. You see double doors of bronze that stand closed to the east. Paulton, you recognize them as the doors leading to the dining hall and pipe organ room. This hall is familiar to you. You see to the north, a wide staircase climbs up into darkness. And you hear footsteps, soft footsteps coming down that staircase, but you can't see what's making them yet.
Okay, well, I cast greater invisibility on Paulton at this point, seeing the gargoyles, or what I might suspect might be gargoyles, and then hearing this footsteps, I'll just trigger that and basically whisper like, well, do I know which way leads down into the dungeons from here? Do we have to go?
Yes, there is a side passageway across from the bronze doors leading to the dining hall. It's a narrow passageway with a spiral staircase at the end that goes up and down, and you'd want to go down.
Right. Well, we'll begin making our way towards that, and I'm going to keep a close watch on where these footsteps are coming from.
Okay. They are coming down the main staircase into this gallery. But are you guys not going to try to stick around to see what's creating them?
I don't want to. But I don't. Paulton's invisible.
Yeah, Paulton, you're invisible now. So there's every indication that even Esmeralda can't see you.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna pretty much follow her lead. Since
okay.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, we should wait.
Are you attempting to move stealthily or move quickly?
I'll move normally.
Okay. Esmeralda is just moving at her usual brisk pace.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll try and be somewhat stealthy.
Okay. All right. You will fall behind her then. If you care.
Is it like a crazy far behind to where I'm going to get lost? Because that doesn't sound fun.
You'll be moving half the speed she'll be moving. So eventually she will outpace and outdistance you. You won't lose sight of her in the next 6 seconds, but the next 20 seconds she might be gone.
All right, I'm gonna try and just keep up with her then.
Okay. As you cut across the gallery hallway to that narrow passageway, Esmeralda, it's a dark passage, and there is that staircase at the end. There's nobody and nothing in it other than you guys. Paulton, as you are following her, make a perception check. You look back over your shoulder to see what is descending down the stairs. You might actually catch a glimpse of it.
Got it. 4.
Great. You see nothing but a humanoid shadow, cloaked, dark, ominous, singular, black, masculine outline.
Cool.
And then you disappear around the corner and follow Esmeralda down the stone steps.
When we get down the steps, I'll probably just kind of whisper, kind of like, Polton, are you still there?
Am I close enough to just like tap her on the shoulder?
Yes.
All right, I do that.
Okay. Just like, nice.
Yes.
Just make sure.
Okay.
I'll just kind of like nod that I know that he's with me, kind of thing.
Yep. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Yep, and yep. Okay, the spiral staircase comes to a landing, which has a hallway about 30 feet long, ending at a door. This is not the dungeon level, Esmeralda, not quite. You have to go a bit further down. The spiral staircase does continue past this landing. And when you continue downward, you come to a hallway that is flooded with about 2 feet of still water. And Paulton, you recognize this hallway you come down into. This is the hallway outside the cell block where you were trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And you were warned by Cloven that there are weird pit traps hidden under the water along this hallway. But you're not exactly sure, you can't remember exactly where they might be. Unless you make an intelligence check. Which, given your rolls tonight, I'm just not quite sure it's going to work out for you. But if you want to make an intelligence check to remember what Cloven told you about the pits, go right ahead.
17.
Great. You actually do remember where the floor falls away, even though you can't see them. Now, the thing is, you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Esmeralda's not. And she doesn't seem as familiar with this area as you are.
Do we appear to be the only people down here?
Yes. Your Esmeralda stops just short of entering the water. You can see down the length of the hall, even though it's dark. By the way, what light are you using down here?
I guess I don't need light. I'm guessing
that is correct. You've got dark vision.
So,
but it is dark enough down here that you will need some sort of light source.
Could I carry Polton in like a piggyback? Like if he were to clamber on me?
Yes, absolutely.
I was also going to ask, would I be able to just kind of like keep a hand on her so I can just keep walking?
Yeah. And actually, if you do piggyback him, Esmeralda, you find him next to weightless.
Okay.
And so so Paulton, you can keep completely out of the water if you want and just kind of direct her, sort of grab her coat or whatever and sort of tug her to one side or the other down the hallway to avoid all the pit traps.
I'll turn to Paulton and say, if he's kind of guiding me, I will kind of, if I'm carrying him, I can just walk on the side of the wall, right? And just walk along over the water.
That's true as well, yes.
So I just
you would avoid the water yourself and just walk along the walls.
And then I'll kind of whisper, I'll be like, Paulton, do you remember, is this familiar? Do you know is this bringing back any memories of where we need to go?
Yeah, Paulton, you know that as you make your way down the hall, there are 2 side doors that lead to the actual cell blocks. If you go past them and follow the hall to its end, it takes you to that torture chamber where you fought those zombies with Emil. And that torture chamber has a balcony with some thrones on it, behind which is a door leading to the room you want.
Mm-hmm. Can I like really, really, really quietly whisper that?
Yeah.
ASMR style.
Yes.
I get the tingles.
Right. Okay. You hear footsteps coming down the spiral staircase behind you as you make your way along the wall of this flooded passage into this horrid torture chamber, which you're looking at for the first time, Esmeralda. It is a wide open room, dark, low shapes thrust up out of the still brackish water that fills this square room. And you can see with your dark vision that they are Iron Maidens, racks, and other instruments of torture. The ceiling is festooned with hanging chains that look like thick black web strands, and the balcony along the north wall that overlooks the room has the two large thrones atop it. So obviously torture is a form of entertainment in Barovia, or was at one point. An old curtain that once hung behind those thrones has been mostly torn away to reveal a doorway beyond. That doorway stands open, and you can see a flame or bright white light burning in the room beyond.
Okay.
Sort of casting the throne's shadows upon the walls of this horrific place. You also see the remains of bloated corpses floating in the water.
She'll kind of take a quick moment and just kind of look in disgust, kind of muttering. Esmeralda kind of mutters under her breath, a sort of just like, damn this devil, sort of thing. And then I'll make my way towards that bright light. And can we still hear the footsteps? Like I heard the footsteps following behind us, right?
Right.
On the stairwell. When we get to the door, can I shut the door behind us as we go through it? Does it actually shut, or is it like broken open?
Well, when you walk, if you continue walking across the walls with Paulton hanging onto you, you can get to the balcony overlooking the torture chamber. As soon as you set foot on the balcony, which is dry and has the door in the back of it, you can hear the sort of splish, 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 splish of a creature behind you coming down the flooded hallway.
Yay!
And then, but yes, when you see the open doorway, you can look beyond into what appears to be a 30-foot square room with a flat ceiling, a big stone brazier dominating the center of the room with a tall white flame erupting from it. Above it hangs a large hourglass. That's all you're able to see at the moment. And I'm going to skip back to Diath. So Diath, you've got two vampires on you. Oh no! Picture time. You're still grappled, so they will both try to sink their fangs into you. You're able to repel one.
Damn right.
The other drinks deep. You take, and I'll just count the necrotic damage together. You take a total of 9 points of damage.
Uncanny dodge! I shift my veins out of the way in my shoulder.
Tasty, tasty flesh.
I want to see you dodge with your veins, like.
Dodge with your veins, yes.
That's a really gross image. I'm grossed out.
Oh, that's too funny.
Sure, you can dodge a giant building. Oh, you want to dodge a vampire? Silly Billy.
All right. Yes. So through twitching and writhing and wriggling, you were able to reduce that damage to 4.
Yay.
And then Evelyn, you're kind of in the same boat. Only both of them are able to sink their teeth into you this round. You take a total of 12 points of damage from one and a total of 11 points of damage from another. So that's a total of 23 suckage.
Awesome.
23 suckage.
Yeah.
I would also call this suckage, yeah.
Strix, your two vampires crawl up the wall.
Oh, nope.
And come right up to you.
Nope.
And one of them will try to grab you and try to pull you down off your ledge. Only rolled an 11 on the attack roll. What's your AC currently?
I haven't cast Mage Armor yet, so
Okay.
it's 10.
Okay. So you are grappled. I would like you to make a strength saving throw.
You know what? That's what I think eventually. Yep. It's a 13.
Oh, that's very good. You are able to hang on to your ledge, even though this vampire is to some extent trying to use its weight to pull you off of it.
Oh.
The other vampire will crawl along the wall right up to you, and while you are grappled, attempt to affix itself to your neck, which it does, and bites you for a total of 16 points of damage.
Gross.
And Diath, it is your turn.
Great.
You are fending off these vampires, trying to keep them.
Uncannily, would you say?
Yes, absolutely uncannily.
Okay, so I still have to escape this grapple, so I'm going to do that first.
Yes.
With my acrobatics, which are dope. Oh, 28.
Oh, you managed to slink your way out of this thing's grasp.
Okay.
And you still have an action.
Can I use my cunning action to disengage?
Yes.
Remove myself from these two.
Yeah.
And then run up and attack the one that's on Evelyn.
Thank you.
Well, she's got 2 on her, technically.
None of them are hurt, right? So.
But yes, you can absolutely do that.
Let's go with the one that's actually attacking her, or actually has her grabbed.
Yep. Okay.
And since he's engage in combat with her, I'm gonna sneak attack the shit out of it.
Get
Yeah.
that sneak attack.
Nice.
Now, I'm still using my silver dagger since they are theirs.
Okay.
Ha! 24.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes.
That is a hit.
Bam.
Nice one, Jared.
3, 7, 9 for 11 points of damage.
Okay.
That's the total.
Yes. So when you stab this thing mightily and you rip your dagger out, there's not really any blood in this vampire except what is drained from Evelyn. So it's sort of like hitting a dry, dead corpse. But you can also see that it is supernaturally resilient even to your silvered blade. It seems to, its flesh seems to repel some of your damage.
Shit, I was afraid of that.
Yep.
Just like got it.
Evelyn, you've got 2 on you, one of whom was just stabbed in the back of the neck by DF.
I say, that is quite enough. And I call down Divine Smite.
All right.
So I expend 1 spell slot to do 2d8 radiant damage, but plus 1d8 because it is undead.
Yes.
And I'm going to use the new dice, and it better be good.
Are they? I hope they're vulnerable to.
I'm sorry, did you say this was Divine Smite?
Yeah.
This activates when you hit a creature.
Right. Since it's like
So
grappled on me, I figured I could just.
You have to make it. You have to make an attack roll, and then you add the Divine Smite to it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's fine because you're going to hit.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I have literally rolled 5 every single time after that one. And this is a different die.
Okay.
But anyway, with a 5, that's a 12.
That does not hit. So
I don't have advantage because it's grappled to me.
it has advantage on you.
I'm like flailing wildly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't find it.
Well, you can find it. It's just you're somewhat constrained,
Ugh.
so it's much harder.
Ugh.
But you try to hit it, so you don't expend your Divine Smite. You still
I
have that
hate my life.
for when you hit.
Even after I tried to help.
Now you haven't used a move or anything yet, Evelyn. So would you like to try to break the grapple?
Yes, I would, Chris Perkins. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. Make a strength athletics check.
There we go. That'll do it. That's a 23.
Wow, that's really good.
Get off of me!
That beat his 21. So yes, you break that hold.
I shove him down mightily and say, the lad of Lathander compels you.
And then the Strix, you're still clinging to that ledge. One of them has bitten you.
I'm grappled as well, and I can't
You are
cast
grappled.
when I'm well, I can't cast. Can I cast while grappled?
You sure can.
Okay, cool. All right. This is pretty much the either I save my friends or run away moment. So
Don't run away. We tried that one.
We've talked about this.
all right, this could be real bad. but-
Evelyn's like just as a bythought being like, now Strix, don't you run away. I know you want to.
She's just like in between, like she's gonna cast either gonna cast gaseous form or fireball. Like she's just like she feels like she's gonna die, but she's gonna try her best to cast the fireball like kind of around her and down so that the ones that are attached to her also get burned. So just like she's gonna try and do as much damage to everything.
Okay.
So she's gonna cast fireball.
She's going to try to hedge out her
Yes,
friend.
careful spell with for everyone, including Barmy.
All right then.
Hey.
Good
All right.
call,
Your spell is going to engulf the room, so I'll make saving throws for all these vampire spawn.
You
I
can
didn't
do
run away.
Holly.
I didn't run away. I'm yelling as the fireball consumes.
Good job. When do I make my second attack, Chris?
Oh, I'm sorry. You should have made that. So go ahead.
Oh.
It's pretty much right after you make your first one. You just
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Oh, that does not hit.
I hate my life.
Anna, no.
I'm just like awkwardly.
Okay. Strix has 12 hit points left, and she's casting Fireball. Let's do this!
Yes! All right, so roll your damages.
All right, and that is, what are we, this one? 8d6, that's right.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. 3, 2, 1. Oops. 5, 3, 3.
Okay. 2 more.
6 and 4.
Well done. So we got 21 and 6 is 27 points of damage on those who failed. 4 of them failed their saves and were fully engulfed by the blast.
Yay.
And 2 of them take half damage.
Bless ye.
Yes. For the record, Diath, one of the ones that was fighting you took the full brunt and one of them took half. Of the 2 on Evelyn, one of them failed and took it all. The other one took half. And of the ones surrounding you, Strix, they both failed.
Great.
So the ones closest to you were badly, badly burned. And you see their flesh peel away.
Nice.
Revealing sort of under layers of dry skin, and they burn
Gross.
off all their hair. And so now they're just these bald, black, smoldering vampire spawn.
Gross. I'm like, ew, get away, ew.
Well, serves you right.
All right. But they all yet live. Barmy will turn and target the one grappling you, Strix.
Good. I'm like, thank you, Barbie.
This is with a ray of frost. He hits. And he freezes it. It falls, and it just sort of breaks into 5 pieces on the floor.
Yay, Barmy!
So one
Barbie,
down.
we're gonna go get drunk later.
Yep.
I don't think he can.
And then Halton, you are staring once more into a familiar room. This brazier burning in the center of the room has a white flame. Set around the rim of the brazier are colored stones, 7 in all. The hourglass mounted above the brazier has all of its sand trapped in its upper portion, and there is a verse inscribed on its underside. Presiding over the room, standing in 2 alcoves across from one another, to your left and to your right, are iron statues of knights on horses. They seem to be life-sized. And across from you, against the far wall, are 3 doors, one of which, the leftmost one, is hanging open. The one in the middle and the one on the right are closed.
So, I'm still trying to communicate without being too loud. Obviously, it's like, I remember this.
Good. Which way?
You see the stones set into the brazier's rim are colored red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet.
Is this the room? Hurry up, Paulton. I don't think we're alone. Something's following us.
So do I...
And you closed the door, Esmeralda, you said?
Yeah, like as we came through, I'd like to have closed it on our way in.
All right.
Just buy us some time,
All right.
basically.
So the only door open now is one of the ones across from you. And beyond that, you can see a staircase going up.
I will just start patrolling, like kind of just, I'll leave it to Paulton to figure out what he needs to do. And I'm just going to kind of keep wandering around, trying to kind of keep my eye on all the entrances and exits.
Sounds good.
Did it say the different what was it, like the different options still?
Yeah, you see written on the underside of the hourglass are the verses: cast a stone into the fire, violet leads to the mountain spire, orange to the castle's peak, red if lore is what you seek, green to where the coffins hide, indigo to the master's bride, blue to ancient magic's womb, yellow to the master's tomb.
Is there a way that are any of these, can any of these take you? Do you know where any of these lead, Paulton?
I was gonna ask you that.
Right. Let me have a think. I've traveled a bit of Barovia. Can I do like an intelligence or history check to see if I remember what these might allude to?
Sure.
Or something?
Absolutely.
Would that be a history or just a straight up intelligence?
If you have history, you can roll it.
I don't actually. Now that I look at it, so again, I got a natural 20. So
oh wow, okay.
That looks like the same dice I have. How come mine don't work like that?
I'm sorry. I've stolen all of the good luck of the rest of you to help Polton escape.
That is a great roll, Esmeralda. And with your roll, the first line or the second line, Violet leads to the mountain spire. There are two big mountains in Barovia. One is Mount Baratok, where you've heard rumors in Valaki that there's a crazy wizard who lives in those mountains. The other is Mount Gacchus, which is at the end of Solenka Pass. And there is an old temple up there.
Okay.
Orange to the castle's peak, you assume it's referring to this castle. Red if lore is what you seek. You're not exactly sure what lore is being referred to here. You have no context. Green is where the coffins hide. You might assume that's some secret coffin room in the castle. Indigo to the master's bride. You're not sure who the master's bride is, except maybe one of his old brides, one of his old beloveds, possibly somewhere in the catacombs here. Blue to ancient magic's womb. Now, this is the most puzzling to you. When you think of womb, you think of like a birthplace. And you do recall that there was sort of a birthplace of magic where Strahd learned his craft. And it was a place called the Amber Temple.
Okay.
And then yellow to the master's tomb is self-evident. Okay.
So I will relay all of that to Polton very quickly. It seems to me that the only options will be this magic's womb or the mountainside tops, but I don't know how risky they may be.
No.
And I just turn on the door.
And you see a dark shadow in the door. Esmeralda, you recognize this figure as Rahadin, Strahd's chamberlain. Polton, you recognize this figure as Casimir, the fellow you traveled with up Solenka Pass. He is a dusk elf. You see he is soaked from the knees down, but the rest of him is, and his cape is also damp, his wolf-trimmed cape. You see he's got his scimitar out and flashing. Roll initiative.
Oh.
Everything's going great for everybody.
Not bad.
All right, so Polton, how did you do?
The guy if it's a 1.
What's that?
20.
20?
Nice.
That's awesome. Good job. And Esmeralda?
20 for me as well.
You guys are acting in perfect concert. And this guy. Oh, and Polton, you also hear screams. Thousands upon thousands of screams as Casimir comes within 10 feet of you, approaching with a malevolent gleam in his eye. Okay. So he actually goes first.
Oh, damn.
Cool.
Diath,
Hey.
vampires come that you left behind, immediately come bounding after you and try to take you down.
Hey, guys.
Drag you away from Evelyn.
This time I'm ready for it.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
One of them tries to grab you and fails.
Yeah.
The other one does the same, and you parry him as well.
Get out of here.
Evelyn, the ones on you.
They're not on me. I ungrappled.
That's right. They are going to try to grab you again. One of them failed, and the other one failed.
Respect my personal space.
Strix, the two smoldering burnt ones closest to you.
One's dead.
One's dead. The one closest to you will attempt to grapple you as well, and it's going to hit your paltry armor class.
No.
and it will do a total of 12 points of damage.
Oh no!
So you fall unconscious into its blackened arms.
No.
That's it.
And it will sink its dark teeth into your flesh and automatic. Since you're unconscious, it crits you.
Oh, great!
But you're unconscious, so you're not going to lose any more hit points. It's just sucking your blood.
Don't like.
Gross.
All right. So you guys see Strix go limp in this vampire's arms as it clings to the wall of the room.
She would be yelling, "I saved you!"
Is she's not still within 5 feet of me, is she?
No, she bamfed out.
No.
I keep forgetting to use my reaction to do that.
Diath, what do you do?
How far away is Strix from me?
She's about 10 feet and about 10 feet up.
All right. Evelyn. Okay. So thanks to my second story work, I can climb up anything and not have to reduce any kind of movement. So it'd be too tough for me to climb up after that vampire and say, stab him.
Right. Yes. That you can do.
All right. So, like seeing like this attack happen, like I look back at Strix and Diath yells, "No!" Drops the silver dagger, switches over to the short sword.
Yep.
Cutting action to disengage from the other vampires around me.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb right up at that vampire and try to get at him.
Okay.
So he lets go of Strix.
All right. Make an attack.
I'm scared though.
I'm so scared.
You do it.
Oh shit! 25.
Yes.
Oh, good job.
Not today, Satan.
Not today. This wouldn't be a sneak attack, would it? Because he's within an ally of 5 feet.
Technically not, because Strix is not a threat.
I figured.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can still roll max damage on that though. 10.
Nice. All right. And anything specific about the short sword I need to know?
This is just a regular ass short sword.
All right. So like your daggers, it doesn't quite penetrate to the extent you'd like it to. You managed to wound the creature. I'd like you to, would you like to stay up here, like try to grab purchase on the ledge, or sort of try to remain at this level, or do you want to fall back down to the floor when you're done doing your stabby?
Yeah, I'm like one hand onto the ledge and we're like on the wall fighting.
Yeah, okay. In that case, just make a dexterity check for me to
acrobatics.
Parkour.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Parkour
is right.
Parkour.
Acrobatics. 22.
Okay, yeah, you do it.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There.
That looks cool.
You are the man in black.
Evelyn, you find yourself surrounded by 4 vampires.
Sorry.
That sure sucks.
But it's your turn.
I guess
I believe in you.
Strix weaken them.
Remember that scene from, I think it was Kill Bill 1, when all of the Yakuza surround the bride in this sort of perfect ring?
Right, and she wins. So
and she totally schools them.
Yeah.
Things in Barovia totally usually end up like the movie. If I cast a spell, that's one action, but I don't get a second attack if I do that, right?
Correct.
And if I were to try to get away, I would provoke an attack of opportunity from all 4.
You'd almost certainly provoke an attack if you disengaged from one, you'd at least provoke an opportunity from another, because they are surrounding you.
So I must stand and fight.
So it would seem.
Divine Smite's on hit.
Can you lay on hand yourself?
Yeah, but see, if I was going to cast protection from evil and good on myself, so then they all have disadvantage. But if I do that, then they just all 4 get to attack me, and I have no, I don't do any damage to them.
You get.
And if I lay on hands, I get more health, but they'll probably just take it back down anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah, but they try and attack you, and you have really high AC. So
Another thing you notice as they close in around you is that very slowly you can see that their flesh is kind of repairing itself.
Yeah. So that's why I need to. All right. Well, since they're all focused on me and not on my friends, I think that's a good thing. So again, I call upon the light of Lathander, and I try with Lightfall to attack the. Ooh, nat 20.
Oh, all right.
And so that's a 27 with my attack bonus.
Excellent.
Good. Nice
That's
job.
definitely going to hit.
So
you're going to divine smite on him too.
Yeah.
Fuck him up.
So not only will you roll twice as many dice for your damage, but you will also add your divine smite bonus, which is
3d8s, I think.
It depends on what spell slot you want to burn. So it's 2d8 for a first level spell slot plus 1d8 for each additional level spell above first. So you can.
It's also plus 1d8 if it's undead.
Right. Yes. Correct.
So I'm gonna do a first level.
All right. Got it.
So that's a total of 4d8s if I cast it as first level, plus 4.
Okay.
For my damage.
Bring it.
So 1, 4, plus 5 is 9, plus 6 is 15, plus 6 is 21, plus 4 is 25.
Wow.
Nice. With radiant damage as well.
Yes, you light up Lightfall. It glows with the radiant light of Lathander, and as you hack into this one female vampire and slice her cleanly in half, she literally just turns to ash in front of your face.
Woo!
Yes.
Blows up all over her friends.
It burns, don't it?
Yeah.
Second attack.
You
Yeah,
just
do it again. Do it
you
again.
completely annihilated that
All
one.
right. And I'm trying to come back for the rebound on the next one.
Yep.
And I roll a 14.
Okay. That did not work so well.
I was too excited. I was dancing around.
Yeah, the other ones sort of grasp and grab your weapon, and you have to kind of yank it out of their grasp, and you're not really getting a good swing as they close in around you to try to take you down for the destruction of their former companion. And then we jump to Strix.
So the crit didn't affect the crit doesn't affect the divine smite. The divine smite's always the same amount of damage dice.
I
mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just curious.
Yeah, for purposes of this, you would also you would add extra dice.
Cool.
So you would have
So
just
next time I have to cut something in half.
Yeah.
I'll know.
Yes.
Just
cool.
crit.
All right. So Strix, I'm not going to have you make death saves.
Oh. Does that mean I'm just dead?
But Barmy is going to try to help Strix out a bit by zapping with his ray of frost the one that's clutching onto her.
Thanks, Barmy.
He is going to hit again. Diath, that one loses its grip on Strix. Do you want to try to catch her?
That's exactly why I'm here. I'm going to let go and catch her as I go down.
Okay.
So
just make a strength athletics check to do that.
Strength?
Yeah, because this is simply you trying to bear her weight.
But what if I like Cirque du Soleil it?
Yeah, totes.
Okay, this is fine.
Yep.
Yari could have done an acrobatics check.
11?
That's good enough.
Hey!
Yay!
Yes.
Thanks.
So she doesn't land and break her neck on the floor or anything like that, and you now have her held close to you. You can
Sorry,
see,
she's smelly.
yeah, you can see Strix has got nasty bite wounds on her neck, and there's and she's just like a rag doll in your arms.
Okay. So I dropped onto the floor with her then, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's an easy drop for you.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have Strix in your protection at the moment.
Great.
Paulton and Esmeralda. You get to go at the same time, but Rahadan is Casimir, whatever, faster than you, and comes after you, Esmeralda.
Cool.
I think.
No, sure. He comes after me. That's fine. Ignore the invisible human bard.
Actually, no.
Cool.
Okay. So, yeah, he will come after you. So you notice that his scimitar flares with a magic light and he says, "You have betrayed the master. You will pay the ultimate price, Vistani."
I will defy your master until my last breath, even in this accursed form, creature.
He attacks you with blinding speed, striking with his scimitar 3 times. First time is going to hit you, and he does 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Second attack hits you for 9 points of slashing damage. And this is magical, so it's cutting through your
regen. Yep.
And his last attack, you're able to block. It wasn't a very strong one. And then at the same point, Paulton, Casimir forces you to make a wisdom saving throw, as the screams of those he has killed gnaw away at your psyche.
Nat 20.
Excellent.
Yes!
Then you take less damage than you would have. You take 8 points of psychic damage from his crippling whispers, his deathly choir.
Okay.
And then you guys both attack at the same time. So let's say, Paulton, you go first.
So if I were to cast something else, would that break my concentration on?
Yes. You are correct, sir.
Interesting. By interesting, I mean horrible. Okay.
It's like I can hear a ghost.
Yeah. As Casimir whirls around with his blade, you can see he moves with a supernatural grace. There's nothing natural about this guy whatsoever.
You don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah.
I feel like I almost have Diaz with me right now.
Maybe you should just run away.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and book it.
Where are you going to go?
I'm
So currently there's one open door. It's actually the same door that Casimir took you up to see the master last time you decided not to use the brazier. So you kind of know where it goes. It goes up some ways to a landing and then to a room.
Can I not teleport somewhere?
Or that. You recall the last time you had to take one of the colored stones, throw it into the fire to change the fire's color.
Okay.
You could easily do that. Since Casimir is not engaged in combat with you at the moment, you don't even have to disengage to reach the brazier.
Neat. All right. I'm gonna go. Oh God, where do I go? So I don't know where they are. I have no reason to. Or by they, I mean.
Oh, you do know, actually, because Strahd gave you a choice, remember?
Oh, right.
He said you could either die with your friends in the Amber Temple or stay here in the castle and live on.
Die with your friends.
And do I know if any of these?
And you know that when you activated it last time, you threw the violet stone in, and that's where Emil went, to the mountain spire.
Okay, I guess.
So it seems like, based on what Esmeralda told you, you can either follow in Emil's footsteps, or you can use the blue stone to go to the Ember Temple. If Esmeralda was in fact right in interpreting what ancient magic's womb meant. You're putting faith in a vampire, but you know.
I'm a cool vampire.
I don't have much reason to doubt her, so I guess I'm gonna take her word on it and do that.
All right. So you're going to cast the blue stone into the flame then?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You succeed, and when you do, the flame does turn blue. There's nothing stopping you from using the rest of your movement to move through it.
If you're going to do that, as we're going at the same time, can Esmeralda call out to Paulton just as he's doing that kind of, as he's about to walk through it?
Sure thing.
Esmeralda just turn to Paulton and just say, Get your friends. You have to find a way to destroy Strahd. Don't let Rudolph van Richten fall into his trap. Don't let him come after me. It's all planned. Go, Polton. Save them. You need to help everyone. Please, tell Evelyn to put me to rest. Please.
And as I do, I let out a very, very triumphant, heroic, okay.
All right, Esmeralda, you see him disappear into the blue flames. You can see immediately Rahadin is trying to almost maneuver around you to get after him.
Okay, I'm going to do everything in my power to stop him. Okay. Is there a way, like, I saw Polton throw this blue vial in. Is there a way that I can quickly change the vial and then stop, like, destroy the other blue vials or something like that?
So these small little stones that are arranged around the rim of the brazier, what you just saw Polton do was take the blue stone out, throw it into the fire, and change its color.
Okay.
And then he leapt into the flame and disappeared. There are 6 other colored stones. You don't know what will happen if you like picked up another one and threw it into the blue flame.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try. I'm just going to pick up, like, I don't know, the red stone and throw that in.
You will have to disengage from Rahadin in order to get to the brazier.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm going to basically do that, throw the stone in, and then try and position myself in the way so that he has to go through me.
All right. And what color stone are you going to throw in?
I'll go with red.
Okay.
Whichever one, you can shove them into space.
Yes.
Yes. Great idea.
All right.
A black hole.
Goodbye.
You toss the red flame in. The flame immediately turns red, or the red stone in. All right. So you're now looking at a red flame, and you see and hear Rahadin say, "Curse you."
I just smile, just grin, that Vistani grin.
All right. But I take it you're staying here.
Yeah, I'm going to stay and basically prevent them from trying to follow Polton as best as I can.
Okay.
Hero!
Thus not breaking any future commands from Strahd if Polton's charm wears off.
Yes, indeed.
Stupid Strahd.
Diath.
Hello.
There are 4 vampires. You see, none of the vampires are currently paying attention to you because the 3 remaining the 3 remaining vamps are all on Evelyn at the moment, and they sort of try to pounce on her in a fury.
Okay.
Evelyn, one of them is going to be able to grab onto you with his claws, but as he tries to sink his fangs into you, you kind of repel him forcefully. And he's not able to bite you.
I am in no mood.
The other 2 are likewise, you're able to hold them off through your actions.
No biting.
Diath?
Okay. So the one that that grabbed Strix is dead now from Barmy?
That is correct.
Okay. So with that, I'll gently put Strix onto the floor and run up and do like a leaping down stab onto one of the vampires.
Nice.
Coming up at Evelyn.
Excellent.
Leaping down stab. I love it.
With the short sword.
All right. So you can sort of set Strix down on a burning divan, basically. She's immune. She's not going to be affected. Whatever.
Okay. 19?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Dead on a burning pyre. That's me, everyone.
Was any of them grabbed Evelyn? I'm sorry.
One of them has grabbed Evelyn, but none have been able to bite her.
All right, this is going to be on the grabbed one then.
All right.
With my regular short sword, though.
We'll call him Grabby.
All right. 18.
Hit. Oh, sorry,
Nice.
that's damage, right?
That's damage. Sneak attack damage.
You wound him, and he hisses with pain at the wound, but seems pretty fixated on trying to kill the paladin who just annihilated one of his own.
That's what happens.
Yep.
When you're evil.
Evelyn, you're up. One of them is grabbing you, and the other 2 are trying to bite you.
I would like to.
One's trying to bite your arm, the other's trying to bite your leg. It's just all a mess.
The one that is trying to bite me, that's the closest. I want to just like, like when your mom is like, well, I told you these are going to be the consequences. I want to just like hit him with Lightfall like that.
All right.
That's a 22.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And I also would like to Divine Smite again.
Okay, great.
Please.
This is the one that DF just wounded, so have at it.
Yes.
Shatter.
Yeah. Actually, can I choose Divine Smite after I roll my damage, or do I have to say it beforehand?
When you hit a creature, you can expend, so I'm going to say before you roll the damage.
Okay, I'll do it either way. Okay, so my regular damage is 6.
Okay.
And then plus 3 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 7.
21.
21.
All right. Yes, you hit him with a Radiance Smite and dig deep into his flesh, and the radiant energy burns and chars away. And you pretty much just cut off one of his arms right at the shoulder. Just shear it right off.
I was trying to like whack-a-mole him because he's like right here, right? So
okay, so just smack him in the head.
Yeah.
All right. So you take I guess you're doing bludgeoning damage in this case. Just
it's like here's the axe. I'm holding it like this, so so I want to go like okay.
Like just
yeah.
Yes. All right. So yes, you hit him in the head with your axe blade, and it embeds deep into his flesh, and he just cries out as radiant energy spills out of his eyes and mouth and ears. And when
I told you that's what was going to happen.
You can see he's still alive, but he's got this big cleave down the middle of his head. It's literally
alive.
Honestly, you look a little better that way.
Now finish him off. Second attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's finish out that cleanse, shall we? That is a 24.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Purge the evil.
And do I have any sense of how close to dead he is? Like, would I waste another Divine Smite? Can I insight that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Insight roll?
Yes, please.
That's 17.
Okay. He's still got a few hit points left. He's not in any imminent danger of dying unless you were to dramatically hit him.
All right. I'm still calling upon the light of Lathander. I'm just very stern, scoldy mom voice that like evil creatures are going to get smited. That's just how it works. So that was a 17.
17.
Come on, big money.
That is a hit.
Yay! All right, regular damage is 7, plus 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14, plus 8 is 22.
You go right through it from top to bottom, head to groin. Just shear this thing in half with holy light.
I made a cross because I hit that one this way and this one this way.
All right, and
I kind of point to DF. I'm like, see cross, like, get it?
Just reduce it to flaming bits.
I feel good about that.
And it's you see the last two just sort of aghast stare at their demolished compatriot, and then one of them gets targeted by a ray of frost.
I'm here too.
Yeah, and actually misses with that one. So this stray ray of frost just sort of flies across the room and freezes some part of the wall.
We're all like focused on this like epic guy, and then he's like pew, and it goes behind us like
Exactly. All right.
I like these dice. These are the new good ones.
Good.
For now.
The two remaining vampires sort of look at each other, and on their turn, disengage, bolt out of the room through the secret door back toward the library.
And stay out!
Yeah, as you run away, as I do one of these.
Yeah.
You what, mate?
You want me? Yeah.
And then I run to Strix and lay on hands.
Okay. Strix is dead.
No.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight.
No!
Strix
Come on, it can't be that, Dad. It's fine. It'll be fine. Right?
I'm very mad at you, Chris Perkins.
No.
I think all of chat is also very mad at Chris Perkins right now.
It's fine. She saved her friends instead of disappearing.
Yay!
Very angry.
She learned the magic of friendship.
It's true.
Now,
just so you know, in her left pocket is all of her last rites, including where to leave Stinky.
Why didn't she roll any death saves?
Because I'm dead.
Because, what happens is if a vampire or a vampire spawn drains you, and you end that turn at 0, you die. It basically sucks the life out of you.
Yep.
Why wasn't this brought to my attention yesterday?
Very nasty vampire trait. But don't worry, y'all. Next week things get sunny.
Oh no.
what?
Because well,
we'll just take her back to the abbot. It's fine.
I might just wake up.
Yeah. Who knows? I guarantee you Strix will be back in some form.
Oh, there you go.
I'm very upset.
What?
There's that Chris Perkins smile, everybody.
It'll be fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No worries. No sleep for Holly tonight, but
oh, it's fine.
No sleep for any of us for the rest of the week.
It's easy when you know it's coming. And whenever you expect the worst, you know, everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, all right.
All right. So, a couple quick announcements. One, for those who don't know or have been living under a very big rock, Storm King's Thunder, our new adventure, released recently. It is now widely released, so you can get it everywhere, Amazon, everywhere. So it's out there. Check it out. It's lots of fun and very, very deadly. Then another news, we've got our Extra Life D&D charity event this Friday when people in our company and our friends all get together and play many, many, many long hours of consecutive D&D for the Extra Life charity.
Hey.
So that'll be fun. Tune in for that. And
I like charity. I don't like vampires.
Charity's much better than vampires. Also, just a quick note, the new issue of Dragon Plus, issue 9, just released. So you can download that and check out that app as well.
Awesome.
Latest D&D news and fun. Anything happening in y'all? Mark Holmes, thank you very much for staying with us in late night.
It's my absolute pleasure. It's
Doing
always
your-
fun to come and beat Esmeralda. So
Yes.
I'm back.
and yeah, if you guys,
Thank you again.
well, yeah, maybe that's up to Chris. So, but yeah, if you guys fancy watching some British people play D&D, I've got a stream called High Rollers, which is on twitch.tv/Yogscast, and you can follow me on Twitter at Sherlock_Humes. And thank you very much for having me. I love playing with you guys. You guys are a lovely group, and yeah, perhaps Esmeralda.
The DM is terrible, but the players are great.
No, the DM is one. Don't you die, please.
DM's a monster.
Well, I think after this, the chat is calling you a monster. So
I've gotten a few tweets. I've gotten.
It's fine.
You've heard
I'm afraid to go home now.
Precious Strix baby has been hurt. They won't forgive you.
You guys have to know that I've got 3 other characters waiting in the wings. So since day one.
Are you a bit of an alcoholic, Holly, as well? Like, you always got the next character planned.
I have the next one planned so that if my character does die, I'm not too hurt inside.
Okay.
I get it. I start to think just so that way it helps me, just in case.
It's a safety blanket thing.
As much as I love Strix, I don't want her to die. I mean, again.
I mean, it's not like you made a costume for her and everything, so.
Yeah, it's not like TwitchCon's in 3 weeks.
Look, it'll be fine.
She'll be back.
She'll be back. She just might hate everyone and be evil, but that's okay.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Evelyn will still love her.
Yes.
Speaking of TwitchCon, what up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like that's going to be a killer show.
Yeah, a bunch of us will be there to perform live.
Yep. In the evening of Saturday.
Yes.
Yes.
I went out of my way to find the world's worst vampire costumes.
Oh my god!
No way, really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be performing live at TwitchCon. We are hopefully going to be all in costume. We have an hour and a half that we can hang out and do an episode for y'all. And it's also going to be streamed live in case you can't.
Yes.
I will definitely be in chat for that one, so that'd be awesome.
And one of our special guests may also crash the party. So
yes,
we'll wait and see what happens.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Do you remember, Anna, what day it is of that?
Saturday.
Thank you. Okay.
In the evening, I think it's 5:30.
Okay. Anything else happening in your respective worlds that you want to share with our audience?
Check this out. Dice Camera Action now has its own subreddit.
Ooh, where is it, Jarrett?
So if you want to be a part of the community and discuss what's going on, etc. I had nothing to do with this. I don't know who made it, but it's super cool that people did this. So there's now a Dice Camera Action subreddit you guys can go to. I will link it in the chat.
By the grace of Lathander.
Fan art. People are discussing what they think is going to happen and how terrible Chris Perkins is. As
Ooh, there's fan art on here too. I love fan art.
Yeah.
So there's a thing you can do to help to get into the spirit and community of Dice Camera Action.
Yes.
Yay.
Well, Thander bless us.
I'm going to be streaming making some of the costume pieces for TwitchCon. So if you guys are bored on my Twitch, which is just Commander Holly, I'll be streaming making stuff. So it should be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm theoretically also going to stream the making of part of Evelyn's costume while Holly makes the rest because she's so pro. Scrub. But I'm prepping the programming for all of TwitchCon. So I'm basically
you're a little busy. It's fine.
I'm basically dead for the next 2 weeks, so I apologize in advance for not being there. Yeah, Strix is a perfect representation of how I am. TwitchCon is the vampire that has sucked me dry, and I'm laying unconscious.
By the way, who wants to be possessed by the Barovia ghost first? Huh?
Yeah.
Maybe Strix won't come back as a vampire. She'll come back as a ghost. We'll just have to wait and see.
However she comes back, I will love her just the same.
Yep.
Oh.
And I hope those of you who tuned in at the very start of the episode saw our new animated intro. That'll become a regular feature going forward. And we hope you like it because it cost us tens of millions of dollars to make. No, it didn't.
It's amazing.
If you guys didn't hear it, you should listen again to the vocals on that theme song and see if you can figure out who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Nothing unsettling about those vocals whatsoever.
And with that, we'll call it. Oh, Anna, do you have your misclicks tonight?
Yes, I do. Okay. I'm my second episode ever of being Faye Hannah is on tonight. Twitch.tv/misclicks. I'll link it in the chat if you guys want to come out, hang out and watch us play some second edition.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you again, Mark. And tune in next week, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.